Chris Sabia. Mac O'Keefe has given Penn State the advantage in this first Big Ten tournament semifinal.
And this is what you get when you get Penn State Rutgers. You get it up and down the field, frenetic pace. Nice job by Meade to knock that pass down, but you got two white jerseys right behind that loose ball. That is a forte of this Penn State team, transition lacrosse.
Ament with the feed, deflected, knocked down. There against O'Keefe, it squirts loose, and it comes up for T.J. Malone, the 20-year-old freshman from Pennsylvania. Malone wading in against Franz Kowiak. Short stick D midfielder for Rutgers. This pass finds Spillane. Spillane shoved out, long range drive knocked down, as that was Dylan Folds pulling the trigger, but Penn State recovers.
I like Rutgers has packed it in a little bit on Max Edelman in front of the Rutgers goalie. Normally they play a little more pressed out.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Kelly submarines one high and wide.
It's almost like Rutgers defense is bunkering down in a fort, playing so close inside with Max Edelman.
Shot clock at 3, the pass for O'Keefe. He was trapped by 3 defenders. There's a loose ball push here.
Oh, man.
And it came very late in the shot clock.
1 second left in the shot clock. Not only does Penn State retain possession, the shot clock resets.
Malone looks to go from behind the cage. Powers his way towards the crease. Jump shot. He scores! Teague has it for Penn State. Early markers from O'Keefe and Malone, a 2-0 lead for the top-ranked team in the land. Trainer playing catch with Cole Willard. Willard is the man from the top, 28 in the white. Trainer dashing in against Marin. Looking for Ament. Everything flows through number 1. Spillane fires, and that's fought off by Max Edelman. Backed up on the end line by Willard.
Yeah, again, Rutgers really packing that defense in, closing down passing lanes for Ament, and they're going to give up those long-distance shots. They have confidence in Max Edelman.
Ament goes behind the back there to make that pass for Willard. Bring it this way, change the point of attack for Jack Trainer. There's a whistle.
Slipping screens. We saw him set a pick earlier, and he got ran over and got up very, very gingerly. We'll keep an eye on him, but it's great to have number 8 back in the game of college lacrosse.
Penn State had the first 2, compliments of O'Keefe and Malone. Rutgers the last 2. Charlambides and Gallagher were level at 2 apiece, more than halfway through this opening frame. Joe Beninati and Mark Dixon with you from highpoint.com stadium. Ament with a defender bullet hung up, and there's a flag down. Successful clear again for Penn State. Spillane's going to wait and then find Dylan Folds. Folds, who has scored in every game this year. 14 in the white. Brings it goal line extended, drawing some help. Ament, the fabulous feeder for the Nittany Lions, picked up by Garrett Michaeli. Michaeli, rangy, long stick midfield. So hard to get away from. Malone's feed, tried to find Spillane there. That'll roll out of Penn State's Dylan Folds.
They're a sensational ground ball team. Every time you look up and the ball's on the turf, there's at least one white jersey tracking down, fighting for, getting position with a ground ball. They are so good at picking it up.
Cole Willard against Franz Kowiak. Drifting below the goal line. Ament moves it quickly for O'Keefe. Devastating 1-2 punch for the Nittany Lions. Ament sends it for a Trainer drive. It's sailed wide. Grant Ament, unanimous Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. Number 1 for the Nittany Lions.
Ball went from the far side of the field, 4 touches to the other side in about 4 seconds. That's how fast they moved that ball.
Trying to split 2 there, Mark. Sent it back out for Cole Willard at the mid-stripe. 30 seconds left in the shot clock for Penn State. Kelly picked up by Michaeli. This is a nice matchup. It was Kelly who had the game-winning goal on Saturday with 40 seconds left. Ament picked up by Bullitt. Ament off the split, slings one himself, and that's grabbed by Edelman.
Nice, clean Big Ten games. Bad handle by Kieran Mullins down there. The half-second wait by Casey Rose. Those are just little things, but those little things add up and they can lead to success or failure in a league as competitive as the Big Ten.
Coach Brecht always talking about one more save, one more possession, one less turnover.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you add it all up. Ament on it. Gets a screen from Malone. Grant Ament on the hop, trying to get to the interior. Question mark, dodge back. Slings this one, he scores! Grant. Transition. Jake Glatz is out there, reserve draw man. He spells Gerard Arceri from time to time. Dylan Folds will walk in here as Penn State tries for its largest lead on the day.
2 face-offs wins now in the quarter for Penn State. Once they start winning face-offs, tilting the possession time in their favor, it's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on this Rutgers defense.
Ament again. On the dead run, feeds it up top. O'Keefe slings this one. Stop there. Edelman goes to the split.
Rutgers coaching staff sensing short time in the shot clock. Let's set up defensively, which they did. But Casey Rose, when he got the feedback, didn't realize that he only had 5 seconds to shoot. He ends up taking a 20-yard effort, whereas had he been aware, he could have stepped in, maybe made something happen, or at the very least dumped it into the corner.
Trainer and the Nittany Lions in no hurry right now. Folds to the goal. Shovel shot that goes wide. Netminders have already combined for a baker's dozen worth of saves today. Ament off the quick restart against Bullock. Spillane rolling in against Danninger. Spillane off the swim. Marin comes to help. They go backdoor on the look. And Edelman, loose ball, comes up for O'Keefe. Another offensive set for the Nittany Lions. They average 17 goals on the season per game. Willard powers his way in. This one's rolled off the carpet wide. Stays in bounds. Ament with it. Ament has the only goal of the second quarter. Spillane is picked up by Pless for the moment. Trainer meeting up with Ethan Rao. Long stick midfielder, 29 in red for Rutgers. Trainer on the sprint. Feed back side. Picked up by Ament as he elevates that shot high. The Nittany Lions riding a 9-game win streak as they head into play today. Leading 5-2, it's their largest lead on the afternoon. They've scored the last 3 goals to provide it. Sharing the wealth with 5 different goal scorers. Dylan Folds seeing Cole Willard step in. Willard darting to the net. Malone for Ament. Inside to Kelly, all by his lonesome there. He got away from Pless for a moment, but missed the target.
Everything you were doing earlier in the game for Rutgers defensively is now not working as well as Penn State's getting clean looks.
This bounce shot goes wide from Willard. A sprint to the sideline, closest to the ball when it exits. And it's going to be Penn State ball.
A good hustle by both Michaeli and Malone there, running it out of bounds.
Ament, such a brilliant feeder. Puts that one on a rope for Willard. Inside, and Edelman, he'll bring it out.
We're seeing the athleticism of Penn State over the last 2-3 minutes. 50-50 ground balls. Penn State running them down, getting to them first, picking them up, sending it the other way. This is the difference between Penn State and Rutgers at this point in time. Rutgers looks tired, and Penn State has a lot of energy and a lot of fresh legs.
Trainer spins, looks for Ament. Grant Ament with his defender hung up. It's Bullitt. Ament sneaks and scores!
Knies read it all the way, and wow, Kobe Knies, 2 huge saves over the last couple of minutes.
Ryan Brecht, the Rutgers coach, was saying, make sure we place the ball well when taking a shot on Knies. You can't just assume an open corner, an open goal is there. You got to bury it. That one didn't have enough pace. Dylan Folds playing a little 2-man game. Pless will interrupt. Just about 2 minutes remaining in this opening half. Penn State with all the goals in this second quarter. 3 of them, in fact. Spillane on the interchange gets a little screen from Ament. Working in against Meade, tries to dive.
Dio and for sure, I think we're looking at 3 Big Ten teams in the NCAA Big Dance.
You mentioned that bubble. Rutgers has been on the wrong side of the bubble the last 3 years. 15 seconds left in the half. Marin there to provide the short stick D. Malone closes. He bounced it wide of Edelman. Both Edelman and Knies very sharp in this first half in their respective nets. 8 seconds to go. Ament looking to the interior. Sidewinder pass to O'Keefe, his favorite target. He scored! Top-ranked team in the land has won 9 straight. They are 12-1. They won their first ever Big Ten regular season title last Saturday. They want the tournament honors this weekend. The winner of this one gets the winner of Maryland and Hopkins on Saturday night. You can see it right here on BTN.
It's been a season of a lot of firsts for Penn State lacrosse. First time beating Maryland in the history of their program. First time being #1 in the country for more than 1 week at a time. And first regular season Big Ten title. Can they win the tournament title? Well, remains to be seen.
Folds on the outside. Now in the cover of some darkness as the shadows take over here at High Point. Spillane on the go against Marin. Rolls back. Feeds inside for Kelly. And he'll stay.
With injury, he's such a vital cog to this Penn State team. He's their top long stick midfielder. He's a guy who's a vocal leader, an experienced leader, and just as happy as they are to have Ament back, so too are they Tommy Wright.
Spillane waiting in against Pless. Spillane ran out of real estate. Finds Folds. And as good as Penn State is right now, they're going to start next year way up high in the rankings, you would figure. Trainer on the go, buzzes this one off of Edelman.
Well, apologies to the Trainer family. I left him out talking about all their terrific midfielders, but this is a Penn State team that goes 4 or 5 midfielders deep that can score points and make plays.
Nick Spillane ran into Pless. Off the ground, good scoop there on a Penn State Nittany Lions roster that is littered with all-stars and all-conference performers.
If the victors go the spoils, and Penn State, a dominant 2019 season. I picked them to win the Big Ten in a preseason video that I did for the Big Ten Network and the Big Ten.
That clearing effort. O'Keefe and the Nittany Lions get another possession. Almost 4 minutes into the third quarter.
Well, that one would have been a 4-on-3 opportunity had Rutgers been able to corral it, but another failed clear. Brian Breck mentioned it to us in our conversation with him at halftime.
Willard
Stretches where they get a little too rambunctious, a little too disorganized, but when they are dialed in, they are physical, they are big, and they are athletic.
Brian Breck for Rutgers says, you know, they take chances too because they know their offense is so good.
It's almost like an NFL defense that when you know you can score on the other end, you blitz on every down.
Folds against Franz Kowiak. Ament is next to the interior. Kelly shovel shot stopped by Edelman. Is on 6 for Penn State. It was 3-2 Nittany Lions after 1. 5 unanswered in the second, made it 8-2 at the halftime break. 10-3 now for the guys from Happy Valley.
And oh, by the way, Grant Ament has 0 assists in this game, and they've still got 10 goals up on the board.
Donnelly switching for Ament. Spillane comes a-running. Hatcheted there by Pless. Ament, topside, long range and a split save. Edelman made that stop on Donnelly's BB. 5.5 with which to work in the third quarter. Penn State up by 7. Ament trying to get underneath on Rao. Malone pulls out a draw for Penn State. Out in front by 8 over Big Ten tournament host Rutgers. The winner of this game gets the winner of Johns Hopkins and Maryland. That'll come Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern on BTN. Trainer here for the Nittany Lions. Goals in 3 straight games prior to today. O'Keefe on the feed inside Kelly. There's Edelman making the stop. Follow up though, slammed in. Of a lopsided game in favor of Penn State.
Biggest news coming out of Haverford broke yesterday. Longtime Ford head coach John Nostrand, who made it known that he was stepping down from Haverford before the season began, named the new head coach of the Gilman School starting next year in Baltimore. So he will join the Maryland Interscholastic Athletic Association, replacing the retiring Brooks Matthews. Ament
playing hide-and-seek still. Rings this one off the crossbar. chases down his own rebound and then looks for Dylan Folds, who hails from British Columbia, Canada. Ament from the top. More than likely not to see a lot of time in the fourth division, so one goal separating them from a perfect campaign.
And that was a game where Yale, with T.D. Erland, their face-off specialist, won 90-95% of the face-offs, and Penn State still only lost by a goal. Yeah, it speaks to the firepower. I mean, they typically enjoy the majority of possessions due to Gerard Arcieri, but Erland that day had his number, had the mojo going, but even when there's a huge disparity in possession time, this Penn State team can still put up huge numbers and stay in any contest.
The #1 ranked team in the land, hat tricks from 3 different players today, as Traynor will cool his heels for a while. Jack Traynor, 18-year-old freshman from Downingtown, PA. Looks back cross field, finds a Willard flashing through the crease. Ament skip it there. And some of the white jerseys. Penn State 4-1 on the road this year, 2-0 at neutral sites, along the way to a 12-1 overall mark.
And I felt pretty confident coming into this game, but there are a lot of variables that could have happened. You know, Penn wins the Ivy League, Virginia wins the ACC. They could have maybe taken the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament had Penn State lost in this semifinal game. But I think Penn State advancing to the championship game, I think they have, I mean, a lot of things could happen, but I think they've sewn up that #1 seed.
Big Dog Rutgers here at highpoint.com Stadium in Piscataway.
Oh, we've had the conversation, Joe, me and you, and I've had it with other people. You know, Penn State, I think they're going to championship weekend. I think they're going to be in Philadelphia, and you have to remind yourself that they've never won an NCAA tournament game.
Studios as well. Penn State all over Rutgers, 17-4. This is the first of a semifinal doubleheader between these top 4 teams in the Big Ten. Johns Hopkins and Maryland awaiting in the nightcap. O'Keefe bluffing a shot. Mac O'Keefe feeds to the cutting Traynor. That gets away from him. Ball down and coming up with a scoop. Short stick defensive midfielder. We're near the 4-minute mark of quarter 4. Subs now starting to come on off of the bench for Penn State. Cole Willard watching Donnelly floated over the top for Jack Traynor. Traynor trying to get to the inside. He's hunted there by Daninger. Dylan Folds comes up with a scoop. Halfway through the 82nd shot clock. Traynor off the roll. Feeds back for Folds. Kept there at stick's length by Michaeli. Donnelly fidgets there out wide. Bring it up top for Willard. Folds ready to go. That pass will get away.
Last time they will wear the Rutgers Scarlet Knights lacrosse uniform. And this senior class, we were here when they beat Michigan, the all-time winningest class in the history of Scarlet Knight lacrosse.
49 is Nate Buller. 50 is Brett Hobbs. Newcomers off the bench for Penn State. Donnelly weaves it out there with 8:45 left in the 4th. Ball that gets away from Barrett Sutley. 3-2 game after 15 minutes if you're just tuning in. 3-2 for Penn State. Since then, the Nittany Lions took off and went to a level that Rutgers could not match.
We start looking ahead to a possible championship matchup between Penn State and Johns Hopkins. They beat the Blue Jays on Easter Sunday, 20-9 did Penn State. And then if they have to face the University of Maryland Terrapins, that was a 13-10 win back on March 31st. Opening
6 in the white for Penn State.
And if you're Penn State, another hurdle cleared in this game. First Big Ten tournament win in program history. Got to feel good. They'll enjoy this one for the next few minutes, and then tonight, and then they'll put it in the rear view as they prepare for Hopkins or Maryland on Saturday. Should be an outstanding game, whoever that is.
#1 offense in the country, right at their per game average, and this is a slingshot. 18 on the board for Penn State. 9 different guys have tallied. Glatz gets buried by Pless and Masessa. Off the scoop here, that one rolls to the front. There's Edelman left in semifinal number 1. Penn State's going to be moving on to a Saturday night showdown here at highpoint.com Stadium. Who will they get in that championship game to be decided? Maryland and Johns Hopkins soon to take the field for warm-ups. Rekindling the greatest rivalry in college lacrosse. Buller teaming up on the outside. Sutley is 27 in the white right here. Last man to strike for Penn State's number 50, Brett Hobbs. That was goal number 18 for a team that averages 17 per contest. The best offense in the nation on display today. Brian Breck was so happy for the state of New Jersey that his Scarlet Knights could qualify for the tournament that they were hosting. Thought it would be great for the area's lacrosse community.
And even though the game didn't turn out the way they wanted it to,